Hello everyone, welcome back to EasyDeploy YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to see about how to set up AWS CodePipeline to automatically build and deploy React application to AWS EC2 Instance. What is AWS CodePipeline? AWS CodePipeline is a fully managed continuous integration and continuous delivery (CI/CD) service that automates the build, test, and deployment phases of your software release process. It orchestrates and automates the workflow of your release pipeline, allowing you to quickly and reliably deliver updates to your applications. With CodePipeline, you can achieve faster time to market, improve software quality, and increase efficiency by automating the entire software release process from code commit to deployment. Prerequisites: AWS account with admin or EC2, code commit, S3, code pipeline, code build, code deploy, IAM full access, basic understanding of AWS, and Mobexterm tool. What is covered in this video? We will be creating an EC2 server in AWS, installing Apache web server, installing Nodejs, testing React app locally, creating code commit repository, add required files and push changes to the repository, attach Codedeploy role to EC2 and install code deploy agent, creating code pipeline, code build, and code deploy, run and test the pipeline, verify the process, open EC2 console and click Launch Instance. Here I am giving name for EC2 as React application. And then, I am using default AMI. Select the instance type t2.small. And then create new key pair. And giving name as React. Click Create Key Pair. Our new key pair has been downloaded here, and then scroll down. For Secure to Group SSH port is already enabled. Now I am enabling HTTP, and then am given 20 GB for volume, and then click Launch Instance. Our instance was created. Now click the instance ID. Here is our instance, and you can see the instance state. It's in pending state and wait until it turn into running. Keep refreshing. Yes, now it's running. Also, you can see the status check in initializing. Just wait until it turns into 2x2 passed. Now it turns into 2x2 check passed. Now copy the public IP and open Mobexterm tool and then click Session, SSH, then enter public IP, then enter the username EC2-user, and you can see the port is 22. Then click Private Key and select Out Key. Click OK. Enter the command sudo su to become root user. Now update repository using yum update command. Install Apache using yum install httpd-y. Start the Apache using service httpd start. Check the status using service httpd status. You can see that it's actively running. Now we are going to install Nodejs. Open browser and click New tab and search as Node binary distribution. Open the first one. Scroll down. Here you can see it's for Ubuntu and then Debian. Scroll down. And here you can see the supported packages for Fedora, Red Hat, and Amazon Linux. Here you can see Node 18, 20, and 21 is not supported in Amazon Linux 2, but Amazon Linux 3 support all these versions. Just scroll down. And here the command to install Node version 21 as root user. Just copy the first line and paste it in our instance to download Node package. Press Enter. Now go back to the browser and copy the second line and paste it in our instance. Press Enter. Check Node version using node-version. Here you can see the version is 21.7.3. Also check npm version using npm-version. Here you can see the version is 10.5.0. Now open the browser. Open new tab and search as Create React App. Open the first one and scroll down. Basically, we will use npm to run and build React App. But here we have npx create React App. Don't confused. It's a package manager tool comes with npm. And the npx create React App command is used to create new React App from scratch. Just copy the command and paste it in our instance. And here you can remove and replace the name for your React App. Press Enter and then press Y to confirm. Wait until our app getting ready. It will take up to 2 minutes. Don't worry about the above error. That's not a problem. Now our app has been created and placed in the above path /home/EC2-user/myapp. Here you can see the command npm run build, which is used to build our React application. Now give ls to view application directory and go to your application directory using cd myapp, and then use ls to list all files, and you can see there is no directory called build, and if we run build command, it will build our application as bundle and place it inside build directory. Now copy the command npm run build and paste it here and press Enter. Wait for some time. Our build directory is getting ready. Now the build has been completed. Check files using ls command. Yes, here's the build folder. Go to build directory using cd build and check files using ls. And here you can see the index file and all other required files. Now copy all files from the build directory to default Apache path using cp-arp*var/www/html. Now go to Apache path /var/www/html and check files using ls, and then restart Apache web server. And go back to our EC2 console and copy the public IP and paste it in browser. Yes, We have done the React app manually. And we can edit the file src/app.js file and see the changes. Let's try. Go to our instance. And go to our app directory using cd/home/ec2-user/myapp. Check files using ls. And then open app.js file using visrc/app.js. Now I am going to edit the line which we saw in browser.
I am just removing the line and replacing the content as checking with changes.
And then save and quit the file. Now scroll up and copy the command npm run build and paste it. Wait for some time, it's creating build. Now build was created, and use ls command to list files. Here our new build directory is ready. Now remove all the old files from Apache path using rm-rf/var/www/html/*. And then copy all files from build directory to Apache path using cp-arp build/*var/www/html, and then restart Apache using service httpd restart. Now go back to the browser and see the existing content, and now I am refreshing the page. Now the content was changes as what we gave in app.js file. Now that we've explored the manual workflow for deploying a React application, let's shift our focus to automatic deployment methods. Go back to browser and open AWS console. And search as codecommit in the search bar. Open codecommit in new tab. And then click Create Repository. And I am giving name as React App for our repository. In description, you can add something you want. And then scroll down, then click Create. Our repository has been created, and now click the clone URL and select Clone HTTPS. And go back to the instance and go one step back, which is /home/ec2-user path, where I have my application directory. Now type the command git clone and then paste the copied URL and then press enter. Oh, we got command not found error, so git is not installed on our machine. Now install git using yum install git-y. Now press the up arrow and run the git clone command again. It's asking for username because it's a private repository. Now go to the browser and search as IAM in AWS console. Open IAM in new tab. Click Users. And then click Create User. Enter the user name. I am giving name as React User. And then click Next. Now select the option Attach Policies directly, and then search as codecommit. Now select AWS CodeCommit Full Access Policy and click Next, then click Create User. Click View User to view the user details. Here you can see the attached policies, and then click Security Credentials and scroll down. Here you can see the HTTPS GET credentials. Click Generate Credentials. Now we got credentials for Git. Just copy the username and paste it in instance, and then again go back to browser, copy the password and paste. Now we have successfully cloned our empty repository. Now view our repo using ls. Yes, here's our repo. Just get into our repo using cd react_app. And then give ls to verify it's empty repo or not. It's empty only. Now copy the application file from our React app to our repository directory using cp-arp/home/ec2-user/myapp/**. Press Enter. Now check the copied files using ls. And then check is there any gitignore file using ls-law. There is no existing gitignore file. Now create file using vi.gitignore. Use of this file is to ignore some files to the remote repository during push. I am going to ignore two folders. One is build and another one is node_modules. Now save and quit the file.
Here's the two folders which we mentioned inside gitignore file.
Don't worry about the build folder and node modules, because if we run npm install, we will get node modules, and we'll get build folder if we run npm run build. Let me show the amount of space occupied by node modules. Using do-sh* command, you can see it's 365 megabytes, and we avoid it using gitignore. Now I am going to create required files for CodePipeline setup. Create a file in the name of buildspec.yml, which will be used by code build. Already I have React build script in my notepad. Just copy and paste it in our build spec file. Here you can see the version is 0.2. And I am installing Nodejs 21 as runtime version. And here you can see I am using npm install command to generate node modules. And also used npm run build command to get build folder.
And then artifacts, which means whatever the files you mentioned under artifact, that will be compressed as zip file and it will be stored in our artifact, which is S3 bucket.
And below I have added 3 files. One is build folder, and I am using /* to copy all subfolders, and then appspec.yml and scripts folder, which will be used for Codedeploy. We'll create these files in next step. Save and quit the file. Now create another file called appspec.yml, which will be used by Codedeploy. Now go back to the browser and open new tab. Search as appspec.yml code deploy example. Click the second one. Just scroll down. This is the example script for Codedeploy. Just copy the script and paste it in our appspec.yml file. And here I don't want lines from application start, so I am just removing those lines. And don't worry about the scripts and commands at all. We will give everything in description. And then am giving line space for hooks for better view. Here we are using 0.0 version and then Linux OS. And here source will be root directory of our artifact bucket which we written in build spec file. And then our destination folder will be our Apache path, which is in our instance. So this is used to copy files from artifact to our server. And here we have before install step, which means what are the things need to done before starting application. And here we need to mention the file location, which include command to run before installation. Am just renaming the file as before_installed sh, and the file should be inside scripts folder.
And I have mentioned the timeout as 300 seconds for this script, and it should run as root user.
Now after install, I am just renaming the file as after_installed sh, and the file also should be inside scripts folder. After install will contain the commands that's need to run our application. And then we already have this Apache path in our instance, and we don't have scripts directory and before install file and after install file, so we need to create one directory and two files, as we mentioned in appspec file. Now save and quit the file. And I am using ls command to list the files. And view the appspec file content using cat_appspec.yml. So we need to create the scripts directory, use mkdir scripts to create directory. Verify using ls. Yes, scripts directory was created. Now go to scripts directory using cd scripts. And then I am copying the file name from the above for before install file. Open the file, and it's a shell script file, that's why we mentioned as .sh at end of the file, and then always a shell script should begin with #bin/bash, which indicates that the script should be interpreted and executed using the bash shell. Now I am going to update yum repository through before install using yum update-y. Now save and quit the file. Now open a file in the name of after_install sh. To avoid typo, just do copy-paste. And it's also shell script file, so enter #bin/bash. Now use cd/var/www/html to get into Apache path, where our application files are stored. Now use ls-law command to view the list of files in Apache path, then copy all the files from the build directory and paste it in current directory, which is Apache path, and then use rf build to remove build directory, because we already copied all files, so we don't need build directory anymore. Then restart Apache using service httpd restart. Save and quit the file. Now get one step back using cd :, and then check files using ls. Now use git add command to add changes to your staging area, and then use git commit to save the changes into the local. And use git push to push the changes to the remote repository. It asking for password. Go to the browser and copy our Git username and paste it here. And then copy the password and paste it here. Now go back to the browser, open codecommit tab, and then hit refresh. Yes, we have successfully pushed our code to React repository. And compare local and remote repository. In local we have node_modules and build folder, but in remote repository we don't have, because we added those files under gitignore file, so it excluded those files. And then before creating pipelines, we need to attach Codedeploy role to our instance, and need to install Codedeploy agent, and go to AWS console, search as IAM, open IAM in new tab. And then click roles. Click create role. Scroll down. And choose EC2 under use case. Scroll down and click next. Now search as Codedeploy. And then choose AWS EC2 role for AWS CodeDeploy policy. Click plus symbol to view our policy. Here you can see this policy will have S3 get access, so that if we attach this role to our EC2, then our EC2 can able to download source code from S3 artifact, which was stored during build. Then click next and give name to our role. I am giving name as React EC2 CodeDeploy. And then scroll down and click Create Role. Click View Role to view created role. I am just copying the role name. And then go back to EC2 console. Select our instance and click Actions, and then Security, then click Modify, IAM role. Now paste our role name here, and then select Role and click Update IAM role. Role has been updated, and now we need to install Codedeploy agent so that our Codedeploy can able to do configuration in our instance. Then open New tab and search as Install Codedeploy agent in Amazon Linux 2023. Click the first one. Now we need to follow this document, step by step, copy first command and paste it here, which is used to update our YUM repository. Now go back to document and copy second command, which is user to download Ruby. Press Y to conform. Now go back and copy next command, which is used to download wget. And then paste it here. Now go back and it's optional command. It's only necessary if you have an existing agent that needs to be removed. Skip this and copy the next command to get into /home/EC2 user directory. And here you can see the command to download the Codedeploy agent installer. And we need to replace the bucket name and region identifier, which was marked in red, and then open this resource kit in a new tab. And my region is North Virginia, and here's the bucket name and region identifier for my region.
Go back to the previous tab and copy the command.
And then paste it into our instance. And then remove and replace your region identifier. And my region identifier is US East 1. Just copy this and paste it here. Then remove the bucket name and replace with your own. And my bucket name is AWS CodePipeline US East 1. Just copy and paste it here. Remove if there is any extra spaces. And then run the command. Use ls command to check files. Here we got new file in the name of install. And go to our document. Copy the next command, which is used to add execute permission to our file. And paste it here. Now check the file permission using ls-law command. Here you can see the execute permission was added. Now go back to the document and copy the next command to install Codedeploy agent. And then paste it here. Now check the status of Codedeploy agent using service Codedeploy agent status. Yes, it's running. Now go back to the browser and open AWS console and search as pipeline and open CodePipeline in new tab. Now click Create Pipeline. And then give name for your pipeline. I am giving name as React Pipeline. And here we have two options like V1 and V2. In V2, we can add variables in pipeline level. Here you can add your variables like key value. Also, you can remove if don't want. In V1, we don't have that option, so that I am using V2. And here a new role will be created for this pipeline. Click Next. Add source stage, which means we need to tell where we have our source. I am choosing AWS CodeCommit because I have my source there only. And then select your repository and branch. Here you can see my branch name is master, so I am selecting master. And we have two change detection options, and Amazon CloudWatch event will trigger the pipeline as soon as whenever new changes made in code commit repo. In other hand, AWS CodePipeline will trigger itself with some delay. I am choosing CloudWatch event. In Add Build stage, choose Code Build. We don't have any existing build projects for our React, so click Create Project. Now, give name to your project. I'm naming the project React Build. And then, scroll down. Here you can see the OS, Amazon Linux, the standard runtime, and image version 5.0. So, during the build, AWS will create a container with these configurations to run our project. And the new service role will be created for our build project. Under the Build Spec section, we have two options. 1. Insert build commands. We can insert build commands directly here. 2. Alternatively, we can pass it as a file, specifying the file name. By default, the file name should be buildspec.yml. If you have a build file with a different name, then only you need to specify it. Otherwise, you can leave it as is. And here CloudWatch log is enabled for our build project. Scroll down and click Continue to Pipeline. Now click the Leave option to go back to pipeline creation. Now our build project has been created successfully. And here you have Add Environment Variable option, so you can set variables for your build project if needed. For my case, I don't have variables, so I remove this option. And then click Next. Add Deploy stage. Here we need to tell where is our deployment destination, and I'm choosing Codedeploy. And we don't have existing application, so I'm going to create new one. Click that menu icon in the left top corner and click Deploy, then open Applications in New tab. Now click Create Application. Give name to your application. I'm naming the application as React CD App. And choose the compute platform. In our case, we have EC2, so choose EC2/on-premises. And then click Create Application. Now click Create Deployment Group in our application. Give name to your deployment group. I'm just copying our app name and adding GRP in the end. And then we need to create service role for our deployment group, so open IAM console and click Roles, then click Create Role. Under Use Case, search as Codedeploy and select Codedeploy, then click Next. And by default, AWS gave one policy and click Next, then give a name to your role. I'm naming as Service Role CD and copy the name. And then scroll down, click Create Role. And then go back to our code deployment group. In Service Role, paste our role name. It's not showing our role. Need to refresh the page. Just go back and refresh the page. Now again, click Create Deployment Group and give name for our group. I'm just copying our app name and adding GRP in the end. And then scroll down and select our role here and scroll down. Under Environment Configuration, you need to choose your destination type. In our case, it's EC2. And then choose the key and value of your EC2 server, where you want to deploy your React application. And my instance name is React Application, and I'm choosing the same. And then scroll down. Here you can see some options to install Codedeploy agent on our EC2, but see the notification. Complete the required prerequisites before AWS Systems Manager can install the Codedeploy agent. Make sure the AWS Systems Manager agent is installed on all instances and attach the required IAM policies to them. So, for automatic code deploy agent installation, we need to install AWS System Manager on our instance and also need to attach required policy. This is a long process, so that we have already directly installed the code deploy agent on our instance. So don't worry about this step. And then scroll down. And I'm going to disable the load balancer option because we don't need load balancer for our deployment now, and click Create Deployment Group. Now go back to our Pipeline Creation tab. If we hit refresh, all our configurations will gone, so to give a refresh, I just changing the option and then again selecting Code Deploy. Now select your Code Deploy application and group as well, and then click Next. Here you can review your pipeline configurations, your pipeline name, version, role, and this is the artifact bucket name. You can see this bucket under your S3. And then scroll down and check your source. Here's your repository name and branch name, and output format is zip. In build stage, we used our build project that will use the buildspec.yml file to build our application. Let me show the file. Going to our repository directory and then giving cat command to view buildspec file content. These are the steps going to execute under build stage. npm install will generate node modules, and then npm run build will build our app, also generates build directory. And then here we mentioned what are the files need to store on S3 artifact bucket. And this is the artifact bucket name. And then I'm showing the appspec file content using cat command. Artifact bucket will contain build, node modules, and appspec file, and we are copying all the files from artifact to our Apache path in our instance. Now go back to the console and scroll down. Our appspec.yml file will be used by code deploy application under this deploy stage. Now click Create Pipeline. Now our pipeline was created successfully, and you can set notification for different actions in pipeline by clicking this. And you can see here our pipeline is running and it's getting the source code from codecommit. And click View Details, then click Input. Here you can see our source details, repository name, and branch name. Now go back and then scroll down. Here you can see that now our build stage is running. Click View Details to view build logs. See here, it's using node 21, which we mentioned in build spec. And it successfully downloaded the source. Now, npm install command is running. And then, npm run build command is running. Also, you can see here, it's using a temporary container to run this build. Scroll down. Scroll down. And here you can see build, appspec, and scripts folder are moved to artifact successfully. Here you can see the success message. Then click Done. Now scroll down. Now our deploy stage is running. Click View Details. And then click View in Codedeploy. scroll down and click View Event. All the steps are successfully executed, and see here, downloaded source file, and our before install script was executed. After install script also executed successfully. Now our deploy stage also completed successfully, and let me show our newly deployed application. Go to Apache path using cd/var/www/html and use ls to list files. And see here, all the files are copied from the build folder, and then we removed the build folder through appspec file. Also, we copied the appspec file and scripts folder here. Now go back to the browser and open our application tab, hit refresh. Nothing will change because we didn't change any modification yet, so now I am going to make some changes. Go back to the instance, and then go to our repository directory using cd/home/EC2 user/react_app. Now open app.js file which is inside src directory using visrc/app.js. Now go down and remove the line checking with changes. And I'm adding content as EasyDeploy. Now save and quit the file and push the changes to repo. Git add. Git commit -m and then your message. Now use git push. And it's asking for password. Now go back to IAM console, copy the username and paste it here.
And again go and copy the password and paste it here.
Now go back and check your pipeline. It should trigger automatically whenever made changes in our code commit repo. Yes, it's triggered automatically, and build stage is running now. You can check the log here. And wait until the build is complete. Yes, we got the success message. Now click Done and check deploy stage. Wait until build stage turns into succeeded. Yes, now it's turned into succeeded, and check the code deploy. Code deploy also succeeded. And you can check the events. And then go to your application tab and look at the old content checking with changes. Now I'm refreshing the page. Yeah, it's changed. Finally, we have successfully completed our CI/CD pipeline setup for React.js application. So whenever new changes made in code commit, the pipeline will automatically trigger, build, and deploy automatically to our destination server. What we learned from this video. In conclusion, this guide has walked through the process of setting up AWS CodePipeline to automate the building and deployment of a React application to an AWS EC2 instance. By configuring the various stages of the pipeline, integrating codecommit as the source provider, and leveraging AWS services like CodeBuild and CodeDeploy, we've established an efficient and reliable deployment workflow. Do you have any questions? Please feel free to comment or contact us at our email ID or contact us page. We will be happy to reply you. EasyDeploy is an authorized AWS cloud consulting partner. We have helped various organizations in adopting their cloud journey by architecting, implementing, and managing their environment with AWS best practices. Thank you for watching.